వినపడకపోతే చెప్పండి నాకు. Okay, good morning all of you. Is the voice is clear? I think CSC B11 students also came. వినపడుతుందమ్మా? ఎవరన్నా ఒకరు చెప్పండి.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So today we'll see the Unit 2 second part. I already said no. Unit 2 second part, you require 2 hours to complete it. Okay. So Unit 2 second part is micro-programmed control. So you are seeing the control unit, that is nothing but micro-programmed control. That is nothing but chapter 7 in Morris Mano. Okay. So we are seeing the micro-programmed control, and before going to the micro-programmed control unit can be designed in 2 different ways. What are the 2 different ways? Can anyone? So those 2 different ways are, we already given the bit also in exam. That is, one method is hardware control unit. Hardware control unit means in this we will use both sequential circuits and combinational circuits. Okay, with the help of sequential circuits and combinational circuits, we can build a hardware control unit. Suppose in exam, if I ask the question, hardware control unit uses dash, I will give combinational circuits, sequential circuits, or I will give encoders and decoders, flip-flops, like that. Then what is the answer? You have to write C, encoders, decoders, flip-flops. Okay. Then the other way that you can design microprogrammed control unit is microprogrammed control unit. Okay. So this microprogrammed control unit will use the control memory where we will store the micro instructions. Okay. That I will explain. Okay. This is the microprogrammed control unit. Okay. Microprogrammed control unit. So microprogrammed control unit, మీరు కూడా ముందు వచ్చి కూర్చోండి, ప్రశాంతంగా ఉంటుంది. Microprogrammed control unit. So microprogrammed control unit where we will use the control memory and we will store the subroutines in the control memory. Okay, I will explain this total microprogrammed control unit. Okay, and so now you have to understand that 2 types are there, which are hardware control unit and microprogrammed control unit. Okay, now in microprogrammed control unit, I will explain the each block. Okay. So before going to the microprogrammed control unit block diagram, first you have to know few side headings or subheadings. Okay. So control signal is nothing but we have to give a group of bits. Okay, a group of bits you have to give to the multiplexers, which will select the some signals. Okay, status bits. Okay. So what are the control signals? Control signals is nothing but we will give a group of bits to the multiplexer. So multiplexer will select the particular path. Okay. Then control variables. So control variables is nothing but, in general, control variables is nothing but, so whenever you want to execute any instruction, and it will be always in binary variables, and these binary variables will be specify some micro operations. Okay. And for each instruction, we have the unique binary variables. Okay. And the unique binary variable code will be there, and which will specify what are the micro operation that you have to perform. Okay. So you have to remember that the binary variables will specify the micro operation. Sometimes if it is 0 means we'll perform micro operation. Sometimes if it is 1 means we'll perform micro operation. It depends on the instruction. Okay. Then next one, control word. Control word is nothing but, suppose a string of 1s and 0s is called as the control word. So try to remember this one point. So control word is nothing but a string of 1s and 0s is called as control word. Okay. So these are the 3. So once again, control signal. What is control signal? These are the some special bits which are given to the multiplexer, so that we'll select the particular bits. Okay. Then control variables is nothing but binary variables that will specify what are the micro operations that you have to do. Okay. Then control word means This is nothing but a string of ones and zeros. Okay, that is called as the control word. Then control memory. Control memory means a memory contains the control words. Okay, a memory contains the control words. Okay, and here memory, the memory, assume that I have 128 control words. మీరే చెప్పాలి ఇది. So I given this bit also for exam. So assume that you have 128 control words. 128 control words. Can anyone, how many bits are required to access 128 control words? ఎట్లా రాయాలి? You have to write 128 in the form of 2 power n. If you write 2 power n means, what is the n value will get? 2 power 7. So, are you understand what I am saying? Control memory is nothing but it contains the control words. Now assume that you have 128 control words. Now to access these 128 control words, you have to write in 2 power n form. So 2 power n means here n is 7. So 2 power 7 means 128. So that means we require 7 address bits to access the 128 control bits. Okay, control words. Okay. Are you understand? Now assume that I will give one question. So suppose you have 64 control words. 64 control words. So how many address lines you required for to access these 64 control words? Anyone, what is the answer? 64 control words are present in the memory. So to access 64 control words, how many address lines required?
Six.
So 2 power 6. So that means we require the 6 address lines to access the 64 control words. Last question. Suppose you have only 16 control words. Only you have 16 control words. How many address lines you require? 16 control words ante 2 power em rayali? 16 control words ante. Assume that we have tried 2 power 4. So this, how many address lines you required? We required the 4 address lines to access the 16 control words. And what is control word? Control word is nothing but a string of ones and zeros. Okay. And then micro instruction. So micro instruction is nothing but, what I said, control words are stored in the control memory. Those control words are nothing but the micro instructions. Okay. So micro instructions are nothing but control words which are present in the control memory, are stored in the control memory. Okay. And what these control words will do? These will specify control signals for the execution of the micro operations. Okay. So to understand this, simply I will draw one thing. So assume that this is control memory. So control memory 1, 2, 3. So assume that 4 memory locations are there. Okay. So 4 memory locations. So here control word 1 is there. So what will be there here? CW1. Okay. Similarly, CW2, CW3. Maybe writing is not correct. Okay. So 4 control words are there. Is it okay, all of you? 4 control words are there, and each control word is nothing but what? Is a micro instruction. Okay. Is a micro instruction which will specify what are the micro operations that you have to do. Okay. Now, anyone, 4 control words are there. So how many address lines you require? Mere cheppali ippudu answer. 4 control words are there. So to access 4 control words, how many address lines are required? ఇందాక నుంచి అదే చెప్తున్నాను. How many address lines required? చెప్పండి బాబు, ఎవరైనా ఆన్సర్. 4 control words అంటే ఎన్ని కావాలి? 4 control words means you require the 2 power 2. That means how many address lines? 2 address lines. ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి అడ్రస్ లైన్స్ ఏంటో. 0, 0. You can give any 2 bits, okay? Only 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, then 1, 1. Is it okay, all of you? So like that. So మీరు ఇక్కడ నుంచి చాలా పాయింట్స్ చెప్పాలి, అందుకే ఇదంతా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నాను. So assume that this is control memory. In this control memory, I am storing the control words. These control words are nothing but strings of 1s and 0, which are nothing but micro instruction, which will specify the micro operations. Okay. And to access 4 control words, you require the 2 address lines. But in our chapter, we have 128 control words. If you have 128 control words, how many address lines are required? We required 7 address lines. And what is the micro program? మీకు ఆల్రెడీ తెలుసు మైక్రో ప్రోగ్రామ్ అంటే ఏంటి. ప్రోగ్రామ్ అంటే ఏంటమ్మా జనరల్గా ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ సీక్వెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎ సెట్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. నౌ ఇక్కడ మైక్రో ప్రోగ్రామ్ అంటే ఏంటి? వీఆర్ డిస్కసింగ్ అబౌట్ మైక్రో ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ సీక్వెన్స్ ఆఫ్ మైక్రో ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. So this slide is very important. Try to understand all these points which are very useful for the next topic. So ఏమేం పాయింట్స్ చెప్పాను. కంట్రోల్ మెమరీ స్టోర్స్ ద కంట్రోల్ వర్డ్స్. ఈచ్ కంట్రోల్ వర్డ్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ మైక్రో ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్. మైక్రో ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ will specify the what are the micro operation that you have to do, and the micro program is nothing but a sequence of micro instructions is called as the micro program. Okay. Now next, control memory. How will design control memory? Control memory is nothing but maximum. It is a ROM. ROM is nothing but only read-only memory. That means only you can read. Okay. And this is nothing but ROM. So this control memory, see this diagram here. This control memory, if you give the address, then what happens? In this address, whatever control word is present, that control word comes to output. Are you understand? Same thing, no? I said, suppose 0, 1, I will, what is the, assume that here, what is the address? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Now, assume that in this diagram, I will give 0, 1, 0, 1 as an address. Then can anyone, what is the output of the control memory? Check చేయండి. What is the output? ఏ వర్డ్ వస్తుంది? కంట్రోల్ వర్డ్ 2. So are you understand? So if you given the address of whatever control word is present in the ROM, that will be given as a output. And this control word is nothing but, I already said, it is a string of ones and zeros, or it is called as micro instruction. It will specify the micro operations. Okay. So those are the points written. Content of word in ROM at given address specifies the micro instruction. And each computer instruction initiate a series of, in general, each computer instruction, this is also one important line, each computer instruction initiate a sequence of micro instructions. That means, what is the point? You can say that, suppose addition, one instruction is there. For that addition also, one micro program is present in the control memory. Okay. Suppose addition instruction is there. For executing the addition instruction, you have to execute the micro program. Okay. So that micro program will be present where always? In the control memory. Is it okay? Now, what are the micro instructions that you have to do? So these micro instructions generate the micro operations which are fetching the instruction from main memory. So then evaluating the effective address. You already know effective address. When you require the effective address, when it is indirect method, you require the effective address. Then you have to execute that operation. Then once again, you have to go for next instruction fetching. Okay. These 4 steps are nothing but instruction cycle that you already discussed. So in control memory, aim chestaro cheppandamma. But in this slide, what you have to understand, control memory, whatever address you will give, in that address, whatever control word is present, that will come as a output. Okay. Then in general, any computer instruction, you already know, and add instruction, then add instruction, then increment instruction, and you see push instruction, addition instruction, subtraction instruction. Okay. All those instructions require a micro program. Okay. Micro program ante entamma, a sequence of micro instructions which are present in the control memory. So each computer instruction has a micro program in the control memory. That you remember, in exam also I will ask this question. Each computer instruction has dash in the control memory. Cheppandi, answer enti? One micro instruction or one micro instructions, or sequence of micro instructions, or 2 micro instructions, or none. What is the answer? So each computer instruction has a sequence of micro instructions. Okay, that is nothing but micro program. Now next one. So this is the micro programmed control unit. Are you seeing, all of you seen the block diagram? See this block diagram, all of you once. See all of you this block diagram. So microprogram control unit block diagram. This is the block diagram. Is it okay, all of you? Chappandamma first block ఏముంది?
Sequencer.
First part, the first part is nothing but you are giving external input to next address generator. Okay. Then car register. Car ante ento చూడండి ఇక్కడ control address register. Okay. Then control memory. You already seen now only ROM. Okay. Then CDR. CDR ante ఏముందో చూడండి అమ్మా. CDR is nothing but control data register. Next slide it is there. Okay. Control data register. So control data register, otherwise other name is pipeline register. Okay. Now this is a very simple microprogram control unit. Before explaining this, first మీరు చెప్పండి what is control memory? Control memory అంటే ఎవరైనా చెప్పండి అమ్మా. What is control memory? First I will explain the third block because it is already completed. Okay. What is control memory? Control memory అంటే ఎవరైనా చెప్పండి. Control memory is stores the control words. Okay. That control word is nothing but micro instruction. So control memory contains the 128 control words. Is it okay? Then car register. Car ante ento చూడండి control address register. So what is control address register? Control address register is nothing but which control word you required, that control word address you have to mention in the car register. Before only I already said no. For the control memory, many addresses are there, and whatever control word you have to select, that control word address I have to place in the control address register. Okay. Then next, now this next address generator is nothing but suppose you are executing one micro instruction, then you have to execute next instruction address. No, so this next address generator will generate the address of the next micro instruction, address of the next control word. Otherwise, so what next address generator will do? In general, it will be increment car register by 1. Are you understand what you are saying? For example, if you want to understand, assume that control address register is 00. Control address register is 00. Then control memory, which control word you will take? I said no. So there are 4 control words will be there. 00, what control word will be there? Diagram lo చూడండి బాబు రే. 1. So assume that here 00, 01, 10, 11, 00 లో ఏముంది? Control word 1 is there. Okay. So in ROM, in 00, whatever is there, what is that control word 1? So that control word 1 comes to control data register. Is it okay? We'll get the control word 1. And based on this control word 1, we'll specify the particular micro operations. Okay. A sequence of micro operations will be initiated by this control word. And in this control word, few bits are used for the address of the next micro instruction. Are you understanding what I'm saying? In this control word, so what this control word will do? First step is it will initiate a sequence of micro operations. And one more point is some of the bits which are present in the control word are useful for the generating the address of the next micro instruction or next control word. So these few bits you are giving to sequencer. Now what sequencer will do? Suppose you are not getting anything, then it will increment car register by 1. It will increment car register by 1. Then car is 01. Now in 01, what is the control word is present? Orange Japan? 01 lo control word undi. Control word 2 is present. Okay. Control word 2 is present. Now we will execute the control word 2 and it will initiate a sequence of micro operations and particular bits which are present in the control word 2 given as an input to the next address generator. And suppose you are assuming that external input also you are applying. Okay. We are applying some external input also. Okay. And based on these two things, it will generate the address of the next micro instruction. Sometimes based on the external inputs, I will not give car register by 1. I will give 1, 1 because you are getting some external inputs also. Because of that, the address is not incremented by 1. It went to some other memory location, that is 1, 1. Is it okay? What I am saying? So these are the blocks. These are the blocks. So once again, so first చెప్పండి అమ్మ కంట్రోల్ మెమరీ అంటే ఏంటో చెప్పండి. See, whatever I am explaining, you have to go through in the evening, okay? At least if you read half an hour or 45 minutes, then only will understand, okay? Otherwise, it is difficult to understand, okay? Maybe you understand in after unit 2 exam. So whatever I said daily, that you have to read. Otherwise, it is difficult. And don't think that in this semester also we'll write online exams from your home, okay? This is offline only this time, okay? So it will be difficult. So try to practice on the paper. Whatever I am saying, no, you try to practice on the paper and write on the paper. Then only it is easy for your final exam. Otherwise, it is very difficult. Okay. So what is the operation of this microprogram control unit? We already said control memory contains the control words. Control word is nothing but micro instruction. Okay. Now assume that our unit has control words are 128 control words are stored in the control memory. And specific control word, if you want to access mean that specific address 7 bits you have to give in car register. And so what happens then, that control will be word will be transferred to the control data register, where it will initiate the sequence of micro operations. And few bits in the control word or micro instruction will use to generate the address of the next micro instruction with the help of next address generator. It is also take the input as external input also. It will generate the next address for the car. Okay. So student name rasana control memory contains microprograms. Is it correct or not? Contains microprograms at meaning enti a sequence of micro instructions. Okay. And micro instruction emuntadi? Bits initiate micro operations and bits determine the address of the next instruction, micro instruction. Then car, what is car? Specifies the address of the next micro instruction. Then what is next address generator? Anyone, what is next address generator? Chapandi, what is next address generator? It will generate the address of the next micro instruction, is called as the next address generator or sequencer. Then what sequencer will do? Sequencer functions student. It may be increment car register by 1, or it may be transferring the external address into some new address will come from externally that will be loaded into car. Okay. Otherwise, load the initial address into car to start the control operations. So all these, whatever points written now, these are very important. Okay. Try to understand these points. If you have difficulty, you try to inform to me. And control data register. What is control data register? Anyone? Chappandamma, meer cheppandi evarana. What is control data register? What is control data register? Control data register ante enti?
It stores the micro instructions.
It reads the micro instruction. You got the micro instruction. You got the micro instruction from the control memory. And this will, after getting that micro instruction, you have to execute the micro operations, okay, specified by the control word. And some bits are useful for the generating the, some bits are useful for generating what? Next address of the micro instruction. Is it okay? And see, what is saying is control unit can be operated without control data register also. Are you understand? What is the change here? Here control data register is present. So instead of control data register, I directly given as a control word. So we can use like that also. So from control memory, I will get the control word. Control word will initiate or specify the what are the micro operations that he ought to do. So are you understand this first topic? This is very important. All remaining 3 topics. Okay. So car contains the address of the micro instruction that you required. Then next address generator will generate the address of the next micro instruction. Then CDR, control data register, contains the control word from the control memory. Okay. Next one is nothing but address sequencing. Before going to the address sequencing, you have to understand what is routine. Okay. So what is routine? Routine is nothing but a group of instructions or micro program are stored in the control memory. Suppose addition instruction instruction is there, and instruction is there, or instruction is there. For and instruction, we'll store some micro program in the control. We'll store the micro program in the root. That is nothing but routine. Okay. So a group of micro instruction, that is nothing but micro program. Okay. From addition instruction, suppose if you take the addition instruction that has one routine, that routine will be stored in the control memory. So that is the point they written. So the point into each computer instruction has its own micro program routine to generate the micro operations and execute the instruction. Is it okay, all of you? What I am saying, are understanding? Routine and a group of micro instructions. Each computer instruction has its own micro program which is present in the control memory. Then subroutine. Subroutine is nothing but this is also micro programs you will place in the subroutine is nothing but a sequence of micro instructions only, but it is stored in the control memory only. Okay, but during branching instructions we will use subroutine. Okay, during branch means we will give one example. Suppose program 1 you are executing. So this example you already know. Suppose you are executing program 1. Now program 1 contains 10 instructions. Answer mere cheppalamu. Program 1 contains 10 instructions. Now we are executing the instruction by instruction. Now assume that you are executing the fifth instruction. Assume that we are executing the fifth instruction. While executing the fifth instruction, you understand that it is a branch instruction or jump instruction. Then what you have to do? If you are executing the fifth instruction means, what is the next instruction address? Sixth instruction address will be there. Okay, no. If you are executing the fifth instruction, now while executing that instruction, you understand that it is a jump instruction or branch instruction. Then what you have to do? That next instruction address you have to store in the stack. The next instruction address you have to store in the stack. Then once fifth instruction is completed, you have to go to the subroutine where you have to execute the subroutine. After execute the subroutine, once again you have to come to the main program. How will you come to the main program? In stack, the 16th section address will be there. So we'll come to the main program by loading the program counter by 16th section address. Then once again we'll execute the main program. Are you understand what I said? Simple means while executing the program 1, suppose in 15th section we are getting a jump instruction. Before going to subroutine, you have to store the address of the next instruction in the main program in stack. Then you have to go to the subroutine where you will execute the subroutine. Then once again you have to return back to the 16th instruction with the help of the stack. Are you understand what I said? If you don't understand, just inform me. So that is the subroutine. Okay. Subroutine register. That's what subroutine register contains the return address. Suppose you are executing 15th section, then 6th instruction address will be placed in the subroutine register. Then we will go to the subroutine where we will execute the subroutine, and once again we will come to 16th instruction address with the help of the subroutine register. Okay. Stores the return address during the subroutine call. Then we required conditional branching. Can anyone, what is the conditional branching? So before going to the conditional branching, you have to understand that. So when you can write the exam, Chapanamma condition. See, suppose if you want to write the exam, if you come to the college, then only you can write the exam. Okay, that is the condition. To write the exam, you have to come to the college. That is the condition. If you don't come to the college, you can't write the exam. Like that condition. Okay. So it depends on the, suppose you are executing the one routine, assume that you are executing program 1. Suppose you are going to program 1 to program 2. Program 1 to you are going to some other routine or program 2. Depends on the status bits. This is very important. What are status bits? Status bits, when you are going from, suppose you are executing program 1, if you have to go to program 2, from program 1 to program 2, where if you want to go, you have to verify the status bits. Okay, if those are active, then only can go. So what are the status bits? Chudandamma. What are status bits here? Carry out of adder, sign bit of a number, then mode bits of the instruction. Okay, these are the status bits. These are the status bits. Okay, so here I given the three cases. So in exam I will give. So dash bits are providing the um, parameter information for branching. So those are nothing but status bits. Otherwise, I can say that which of the following are the status bits? Carry out of adder, or sign bit of a number, mode bits of an instruction. Last option, all of the above. So what you have to write? All of the above. Okay. Then you have to check all these bits based on the information which is present in the status bits. You have to execute the branches. It may be 1 or 0. Suppose I will write a program. If carry out of adder is 1 means I will go to the program 2. That depends on the condition. Suppose I will write for sign bit of a number. If sign bit of a number is 0 means I have to go to the another program. Okay, like that. This is called as the conditional branch. Meere cheppandi, what is unconditional branch? Student, ఏముంది unconditional branch లో? Unconditional branch, always the status bit is 1. Whenever it is 1, what we'll do? We have to go to unconditional means definitely you have to go. Okay. Unconditional example is nothing but even though if you write the exam or if you write the exam, if you don't write the exam, from semester 4 to you have to go to semester 5. Is it understand what is unconditional branch? Now assume that semester 4 is the program 1. So unconditional branch now you are. That means even write the exam or even without writing the exam or pass or fail, definitely you have to go for semester 5. So this is called as the unconditional branch. Ade conditional branch ante me ela pedtanante, suppose in semester 4 if you are all passed, then only you will go to the semester 5. That is the conditional branch. Now I will verify each person whether he is passed in all exams. If he passed means he will go to the semester 5. If he doesn't pass in any exam means he will not go to the semester 5 because the condition is failed. But in general computer from program 1 to program 2. Are you understand? This is the same point I already said. Each computer instruction has its own microprogram routine stored in the control memory. Then one more important point. This is mapping. Sadhanam, what is the mapping? Mapping is nothing but transforming from instruction code bits to address in the control memory. So instruction code, you have the opcode bits. Okay. I will explain here. See here. How will do the mapping is explained here. So assume that you have 4-bit operation code. Can anyone, if you have 4-bit operation code, how many operations you can do? ఎవరు సెకండ్ యూనిట్ మీరు చదవలేదు, సెకండ్ యూనిట్ చదవలేదు కాబట్టి మీకు ఏం అర్థం కావట్లేదు అనుకుంటా. తక్కువ మంది ఆన్సర్లు చెప్తున్నారు. అన్ని ఆన్సర్లు వస్తాయని అనుకుంటా ఉన్నారు పక్క వాళ్ళు ఇస్తారేమోనని. ఇంక నుంచి మీకు ఏ చాప్టర్ ఆన్సర్లు రావు పక్క వాళ్ళ నుంచి, ఎందుకంటే పక్క వాళ్ళకి కూడా రావు. సో ఎవరు చదివితే వాళ్ళకి నేను చెప్పేటప్పుడు కూడా మీ క్లాస్లో చెప్తున్నాను దిస్ ఈజ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ బిట్ అని లేదా బిట్ అని. సో ఆ బిట్ అన్నప్పుడు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, అవే వస్తాయి. సో మ్యాపింగ్ 4-bit ఆపరేషన్ కోడ్. If it is 4-bit opcode, can anyone, how many micro operations you can do? ఎన్నిసార్లు చెప్పాను ఇది? We can do 2 power 4. So if you have 4-bit operation code, we will get the 16 different micro operations. Is it okay?
Yes.
16 different micro operations I will get. Now I have to map this opcode into, మీకు ఆల్రెడీ ఏం చెప్పానమ్మా, how many control words are there in this? I have the 128 control words are there. So to access 128 control words, how many address lines required? Or Japani?
7, sir. 2 power 7.
So you require the 2 power 7. Okay. I require 2 power 7 control. 2 power 7, that means I require the 7 address lines. Now I have to convert this 4-bit opcode into 7-bit address. Is it okay? Is it okay, all of you?
Yes, sir.
4-bit operation code into 7-bit address. ఎలా చేస్తానో చూడండి. Assume that for adding section, what is the opcode? Check చేయండి అమ్మ ఇక్కడ. Opcode ఏముంది చెప్పండి.
0000.
Now the now I will convert that add in section micro program address. How means now always mapping 0. Initially opcode is 0 0 0. Is it okay? Now చెప్పండి అమ్మా. For mapping, always for mapping, how many bits are required? 7 bits are required. Because to access 128 control words, you require 7 bits. Always in that 7 bits, MSB bit is always 0. MSB bit is always 0. Now, whatever opcode is there, that to write here. What is the opcode? 0 0 0 0. Is it okay? This is the opcode. Now place 2 MSBs are 2 LSBs are 0. This is the new address. Are you understand what I said?
Yes, sir.
Add opcode enta 4 zeros. So this is 4 zeros. And now how to get the mapping address? MSB mapping I have to get 7 bits. So MSB is always 0 and LSB this and this both are zeros, and opcode you have to just write here. So this is the new address of the add routine. And for each instruction we require at least 3 to 4 memory locations. Okay. So to do that, what I have to do? Next Japandama 0. Opcode has to be incremented by 1. 0 0 0 is nothing but 1 0 0 0. Is it okay? Like this. 3 to 4 memory locations you required for the add. Okay. 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 1. So that means each instruction requires 3 to 4 addresses. Are you understand?
Yes, sir.
So ఇందులో ఏవేవి 0 ఉన్నాయి చెప్పండి. MSB 0, LSB 0. Now assume that add in section, AND in section opcode ఎంత ఉందో చెప్పండి.
0001.
ఇప్పుడు దీనికి మ్యాపింగ్ అడ్రస్ ఏంటో చెప్పండి. మీకు ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను కదా మ్యాపింగ్ అడ్రస్ ఎలా చేయాలో. MSB is always
0.
0. Very good. Then what is the opcode?
0001.
0 0 0 0
1.
Not so this is 1. Then 2
0,
LSBs are 0 0, but it requires more than 1 micro instruction. No, so what you have to do? I have to increment this 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 like that. Similarly, LDA చెప్పండి ఆన్సర్ ఏంటో. For LDA, what is the now in exam I will ask one question. For LDA, what is the starting address of the micro program? ఎవరైనా చెప్పండి.
00010000.
0. MSB is always 0. Then 0 0 1 0
00.
and 2 LSBs always are zeros. Are you understand what I said?
Yes, sir.
Like this, it is nothing but mapping. Okay. Next part, we'll see the address sequencing. This is simple only because whatever parts I explained now, so those I have to explain here. You already seen mapping. Mapping is nothing but what? It will convert the instruction code. You have the opcode, so it will convert the some bits of the instruction code will be transforming to address of the microprogram. Okay, this is mapping. And branch logic is nothing but based on the status bits. Okay, incrementer, subroutine register. So these all topics we'll see in the next class because I already explained this, so I can explain directly in the next class. But if you want to understand what I am saying means you have to go through the material, and this PPT I will forward to you. So go through that. If you have any doubts, you just inform to me. Okay. Is it okay? Anyone have any doubts? After 3 minutes, you can leave. Okay. I will send this chapter 7 to you. So try to go through it and practice all these diagrams on the paper. Then only you can draw in your final exam. Otherwise, it will be difficult. Okay. If you practice daily, then it will be easy subject. If you don't practice, then automatically it will be difficult to write the final exam. Problem పక్క
అంటే లైక్ ఇక్కడ వచ్చి ఆన్లైన్ లో రాయడా లైక్ థియరీ వర్క్
ఆ రెండిట్లో ఏదైనా ఉండొచ్చు.